Hey everybody, how you doing? New lights, new day. Very happy about this. No one's here yet, so we will drive a car until then. I broke out the red McLaren, and of course, it's amazing. New lights. Very happy about the new lights. This is pretty much what I had hoped that the lights would kind of always be, and now we got it. I'm pretty happy about this. Hey, there's a couple people getting in there. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. How y'all doing? Early, not well. 1 minute early. Yeah. Hey, Mikey. How's Robert, John? How's everybody doing this fine Sunday? It is quite cold here in Pennsylvania, 20 some degrees, and or well, maybe whatever. It's cold. You don't come here for a weather report. Yes, the lights are on. These are the new lights. These are the new lights. Things are adjusted for now. It's going to take a little bit of fiddling to get them a little more finitely adjusted. I guess I'd say I got cords and cables strung all over the place to get everything better. So yeah, yeah. I got a ring light on this side now, kind of putting in a little bit of fill over here. I got a ring light, as you can tell, Mikey behind me. Hello from hello France. And then we got the boom. We got the boom just out of the shot. And then yeah, I got my LED strip lit up down there, so it's just bright enough. It needs to be a little brighter, but we'll work on that. That's a project for another day. Coffee and a stream. Very good, very good. 32 people. Thank you all very much for showing up. NSR McLaren, stuck like glue. Wanted to break out the red one in honor of the new color balance lights, because now when I show a red car, look, the car, she is red. Happy about that. Look at that. Because the camera, exactly, Mikey. Look at that. I'm telling you, man. Yes, we can tell it's red. That's what I like. So this is the McLaren test car, and I was thinking McLaren thoughts. I was doing the newsletter for LEB, which will go out tomorrow morning, and I was talking about some McLarens in there. Did I? Or that was the yeah. Well, anyway, subscribe to the LEB newsletter, please. It's a new venture for me to help them out with the newsletter. Anyway, so I thought I'd break out this guy because I wanted to test the new lights. Very clear. And look at that, the focus. It focus. She can focus. We're going to do a what's in a box. We're going to talk about my thoughts on track planners. There was a discussion on Home Racing World's Facebook page about why or why not, or how do I basically the steps that I suggest to people about how to do track planner stuff. What's this? Oh, hey. Thank you, Roger. You're supposed to be professional. Your camera is shit. Sometimes you don't know what to say. Well, thank you, Roger. It's supposed. I am a professional. My camera is not shit. And you're right. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Welcome to being a streamer who's just doing this for fun. If you don't like it, you're welcome to leave. And folks who are in the chat can voice their opinion about his supposed suggestion for me. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate you subscribing. And because as of today, we can only have subs comment on the channel. And I do appreciate your subbing just to swear at me. That's a lot of fun, Roger. You have that little time in your day or that much time in your day to come here and do that. I appreciate you stopping by. You're right. I don't often know what to say. I do in this case, though. So, the McLaren. It's just basically stock. Did a little bit of tire cleaning. Did a little bit of adjustment on the pod. That's about it. And goes really nice. I'm really pleased with this. Didn't really do... I did some lubrication on it as well. That's basically it. I mean, it goes really nicely. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate Smart Race. Marco showing up. Tim, hello. Hey, Steve, cheers. Aero FPV. Oh, FPV, like you fly drones. Very cool, very cool. Anyway, yeah, so I was having fun with the McLaren today, just before I wanted to, or just before I went live. And really great car. There's a bunch of these in stock, I think, still. Frankly, I don't know why. I may do some decals on this one, I think. I'm gonna hey, DeLeon Slot Group, grandson of man, cheers. I appreciate it. Charles, cheers. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, so this is I'm gonna do some decals on this guy, I think. I think it's a nice base red that might as well do some decals on this guy. Make it pretty, shall we? Yes, let's shall. I broke out this car the other day. This is the slotted F40. Again, a red car. Look, and it do appear red. Very happy with that. Look at those colors. Colors in the background popping. I know, right? I know. It's very cool. It's very cool. Yeah, so I broke this guy out. This is a car I had actually won a race with. Or, well, I was second in the race. Second in the race? Yeah, second in the race. My friend Sammy and I went down to Philadelphia, and we raced in a slotted, was it like a slotted GT race or a GT1? I think it was a GT1 race. And I have zero grips on the front, and I have, I think, a wood track guide on here. Hey, Rick. Cheers. I appreciate it, Rick. I have SCX Pro Braid on here. I have a Sidewinder pod. I have the small head screws. These are my favorite suggestion for tuning. So we get a lot of nice float in the pod here. Look at that. Look at that focus. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. And what else did we do to this guy? Not a lot. I mean, it's a Sidewinder. The Sidewinder was allowed at that race. This was I finished second. And this is a fast car. I think this has silicons on it. I don't think these are rubber. No, these are rubber tires. Yeah, so this guy is crazy fast. And I had forgotten, kind of left this car on the side for a while. I hadn't really done anything with it. It's kind of the icon on the channel, you know, like in the upper part of my channel. And I had it kind of sitting on the side. Hadn't really had it on the track in quite a long time. And I was doing a bunch of laps with this guy a week or so ago. And man, it's just hooked up. Track's a little dirty right now, but you can tell. I mean, this thing is really nice and hooked up. And again, only 9 volts. But the F40, there's only been a couple of these done. They're nice and fast. And I really think No, no, no. This is a slotted. This is a slotted F40. This was the first release of the F40 that they did, and um, it's it's really really quick. Like I said, I finished second in a race with this guy. It still has the original interior in it, which I believe people thought would hit the interior. So I think they had like a second version of the interior. I never got a replacement interior. I didn't really need it. And we had urethane tires that we put on this car, and holy crap, it was fast. It was just blistering. And I don't know why this car doesn't really get a lot of attention from folks. Um, they've had a they've had I think that there was three or four of these, three of these maybe, and the last one was a Pala car. The pilot livery on the car was like a light blue car, and boy, it looked really really nice. And I don't know why this car just doesn't get a lot of attention. It's really really fast. I'm hoping that I am hoping that Slot make a new one. I mean, there's a lot of there's not a lot of racing liveries of this. There's a couple that they haven't done though, and there's a couple at least one or two Japanese ones that I found that looked really really cool. It really would. Hey Shane, cheers. Um, it really would be cool if they would redo this in a red racing livery. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Yeah, so just wondering, is that a test track or do you have another track? No, this is well, I do have a second wood track that's kind of back here. I'm in the process of cleaning up down here a little more. Um, once I get a little more cleaned up here, hopefully soon, I'm gonna do some stuff on my wood track too. So this is my. I don't race with a club really anymore. I don't really have the time because I have a normal job now, like most folks do. I work during the week. I don't work for slot car companies anymore, and I can't really get away like I used to be able to race as much. The club that I race with is about an hour away, so yeah. Need to make the M8 again. Yeah, I agree. Yes, Colin, I have one of the Heritage cars. I don't have the 917 Heritage car. I didn't ask for it from LEB. We do have an LEB box we're going to open here very, very shortly. Um, hey, Weekend Drifter. Cheers. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. Um, but I don't ask for every car that LEB gets. I don't need every car. Um, I do help them do a bunch of stuff on their newsletter and on their website. But I don't need to get every single car that comes out. I'm fine with some cars that come out. So I was talking on Home Racing World about track planners and why do or don't I suggest track planners. Um, so let's back up a bit of a second here. I don't really believe that the drift. I really do a shitty Aussie accent. Sorry, mate. um, don't do. I'm not even going to try to be a terrible one. I don't really like the idea of track planners. What the steps are when I've usually suggested to people that they if they're going to get into the hobby, you start with a set that you like the cars in. So if you really enjoy a certain set, get that set. Start with that set. There's really no wrong answer about where you can start with a set. And then you got to figure out if you're going to put it on a table or not. Now, I have a 5 by 16 foot table that my friends built me a few years ago when we moved in, and I suggest that people start, if they can, think about getting the track up off the floor. That'll make the racing a lot better because it makes the track probably a permanent thing, and then it'll become more of a kind of a lifestyle choice. It'll be more of likely to be a hobby then. A track on a floor is always going to attract a ton of dirt just because there's so much dirt on the floor. I really don't like the idea of having track on floor if at all possible. And then what you do is you start with that set that you bought. The most economical way to add on to a set is to buy another set. That may not sound like it makes a lot of sense, but it does, because once you add in the per piece cost of track, and then the cars work out to be free essentially in the end. So that's usually what I suggest to people. I'd also like to I also like to just kind of start with an idea of a layout and then drive the layout for a little while before you make anything permanent. So a track planner, if you start with a track planner before you've even tried to drive the track, sometimes you don't really like the layout. The layout doesn't feel good when you're driving it. Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time. So usually what I suggest is you start with the track that you have, lay it out, drive it for a while, see what feels good, see if you like a certain kind of curve, or you like a certain length of straightaway, or you just want more curves or less curves, or however you kind of want it. You can decide for yourself kind of what you'd like, and then think about making it permanent. And then you get like indoor outdoor carpet like I have here, and then you start to put scenery around it. But start there. And I don't. I've heard a number of times when I worked for Carrera, especially, people would get a track planner and they would say, "Well, I really, really want this layout." And I said, "Well, did you drive it yet?" "No, no, no. I don't have any track yet. I just wanted to drive it." And they already started to build the tables sometimes. I don't like that idea, because you don't really know if you're going to like the layout until you start driving it. Even if you like the way it looks, you might not like the way it drives. Okay, there's a big difference there, and I don't really think that it's a great idea for people to just kind of go in blind and assume they're going to like the layout that they picked from a track planner. So that's why I don't like track planners, because you kind of go into it with some assumptions, and then I've seen people get really, really upset. Not necessarily like with me or with like Carrera or whoever at the time, but I've had lots of conversations. I mean, I've had thousands of conversations with people about this over the more than 10 years that I had worked for companies, and the idea of what layout should I start with, and what I always suggest, you gotta see what you like, and don't assume that you're going to like something. So, and then I've seen, like I said, people get really upset and they call me back and they say, "Well, I thought I was going to like it, now I don't really like it." And, okay, well, build something else. "Well, I kind of already have this in mind." And I get it, but just go easy on yourself. All right. I don't really like the idea of going into it with preconceived notions about what you might like to drive. That's basically it. Same goes with women. I am not going to touch that. Avoid bank turns with plastic track. Yes, possibly. Um, awesome tea. Yeah, I just got this yesterday. This was from the Mexico Grand Prix, and they had it on sale on the Formula One website during the race, and I ordered it. That was kind of the T-shirt I treated myself to a couple weeks ago, because these things are crazy expensive, and I kind of wanted a Day of the Dead T-shirt, and I also wanted a Mexico Grand Prix T-shirt, and I wanted a Formula One T-shirt. So I got all of them in one shot there. 80 people. Holy crap. Thanks very much for showing up, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, so track planners, not so much. I understand that, there might be people might like the idea of a track planner. Let me just check my batteries here on my batteries getting a little low. Okay. I'm keep an eye on that. It's chilly down here in the garage. Anyway, guys. Scale Auto Formula One car, definitely a favorite of mine. And I just saw it sitting there. Figured I'd do a couple laps with this guy. There's not really much in between the much speed difference, frankly, between the F1, the Scale Auto F1, and the NSR F1. Equally kick-ass, frankly. Really happy with both of them. They're really, really fast. Let's open a box, shall we? This is from LEB. Oh, hey. Got some questions here, maybe? Hello, TNT Motorsport Complex. Very cool. At the floor, on the floor, Collins on the floor at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a huge step up to get the track off of the floor. And that's like the first big, commitment that folks make. And I mean, you can't really overstate how important that is when you make that first commitment to getting a track up off the floor. And I mean, it's absolutely it's just so much fun to have it not on the floor for the first time. So anyway, any other? I changed. I did change the channel here. So if you want to chat, you have to subscribe. We had a lot of spammers last week or so, and it just got to be annoying with too many folks having to kind of ignore the trolls and ignore the spammers in general with nonsense porn. I don't really get like why people spam like that. I mean, I get trolling. That idiot we had at the beginning who was telling me my camera is shit, my $2,000 camera is shit, and I don't really know what to say and whatever. I mean, if you want to come in and tell me that I should do something different, fine. But you just want to come in and try to get people to look at porn. I don't really. Do we really need to be spammed about that? I don't think so. Doesn't really make any sense, does it? No, it doesn't. For the first time in a long time, yes, trolls be trolling. Why no high bank turns with plastic track? Well, high bank. First of all, I have Polycar track. Polycar does not make bank turns. They only make flat track, which I am fine with. I don't really. I mainly like to imagine that I'm doing sports car racing. This is like my own little world here. So being able to enjoy sports car racing or being a fan of sports car racing, there's not really bank turns on sports car circuits, just like super speedways. Carrera has bank curves. I don't. I have Polycar track. They don't have bank curves. So that's it. Okay, we got 2 cars here from LEB. Thank you very much, LEB. We have, and I waited a couple weeks. They don't work well with non-magnet cars. Well, it depends. It depends. There's the track in Philadelphia, Great Traditions. They have a nice 4-lane. They have a nice 4-lane track. And look, LEB sent me some Polycar stickers, or a Polycar sticker, which I have a bunch of these. I got them from Polycar. They sent me an LEB sticker. Very cool, which I have one right there. Awesome. And very cool. And the card, so I can contact LEB. I was just talking to them before I got on here. And what do we have? BRM, baby. Wait. Hey, there we go. Look at that focus. Exactly. It's the BRM. This is a beautiful little car. I got this. I'm going to be doing some photos for Polycar because I help them manage their social media. I consult for them. And I also, of course, do consulting for LEB. They were kind enough to send me this guy. This is a beautiful little car. Folks have had this car for quite a while. I know probably a number of you already have the car. It's a great addition to their vintage Grand Prix lineup. This is number CAR08A. And when there's an A at the end of a part number for polycard and slotted, what does that mean? It's the first livery of the car. Beautiful car. Thank you very much, LEB. And this is my first Carrera car in a long, long, long time. I've been dying. I've been jonesing. I've had the feeling for the flavor of a Pringles. I've really wanted a Ferrari slut car. And since still, inexplicably, there's only Ferrari slot cars still from Carrera. Evidently, they still are the only ones with a license. And or the only one that actually want to deal with Ferrari as far as licensing. I had to ask them for this car. Hold on a second. I need a drink. Water. Yes, I have a drinking problem. Water. All righty. This is a dark car. 488, the Alpha Tauri. Yes, the license is expensive, and Ferrari's fairly difficult to deal with, from what I understand. Hey, Clint. Yes, this is a great car. This has got all kinds of beauty to it. I really like these. It's got a nice matte finish. Oh my, yeah, I forgot about how hard these nuts were to get off on the bottom of the screw. Ow, man, got a cut in my finger. And that really just sent me through the roof there. Holy crap. Jeez. That guy, no fun. Nice hard tires like we're all familiar with Carrera. Let me check my battery again. Make sure my battery isn't going dead. Too dead. No. Those batteries. Okay, we're going to keep first world problems. Totally first world problems. So, oh boy. Carrera double braid. Not a big fan of these. Got to get rid of these double braids here. Yeah, so it's an analog car. Yeah, careful with the safety nuts, exactly. This is an analog car. I asked them to send me just an analog car because I don't do digital here. This car has got really incredible detail. It's got some absolutely beautiful, it's got an absolutely beautiful finish. There we go. It's kind of a flat blue. Alpha Tauri. No, DeLeon. They do this because it's an easy way to assemble a braid. They have a strip, and then they just kind of wrap. There you can see kind of. They just kind of wrap that little clasp. I never heard my reason for no digital. Well, I have Polycar Track. Polycar doesn't do digital. I prefer Polycar Track over any other brand of track. I used to have a few hundred feet of Carrera track. Some of it I gave away. A lot of it has been lent to a friend of mine, Clem. He has a track at his house that the guys race on, the club that I used to race with, and he's got most of that track, and they use it. So that's why. And I wanted to be able to have any brand of analog car on my track. So, you can't, there's not a lot out there. if I was going to have digital, I guess it would be Carrera digital, but I don't know. There's just not. I like to have more options than in what I can race on my track. Like I can race 1/43rd scale cars on the track if I want to. I don't have to worry about God, what a rat's nest. I forgot about these things. I don't have to worry about having geez, there's a bunch of mess inside this car. Yeah, I don't have to worry about having special chips. I don't have to worry about the fact that you haven't been able to get chips for months, more than a year in some cases, like with Scalextric. And it's more options, frankly, to have analog than digital. So that's it. I mean, fairly simple. So inside here, we have the usual rat's nest, the analog chip, which is a polarity chip in this case. Also, um, it affects the lights, because the light boards on this car are super small, as you can probably see right there. There you go. You can see the light boards on this guy are teeny tiny now. There's just one kind of over each rear kind of fender, inside fender well, I guess you'd say. There is a bunch of flash on the inside of this chassis, which looks really ugly, making the fuel usage equal. Well, here's the thing. Not all cars would have equal fuel usage in real life. So unless there is a drastic difference, like 50 laps of difference in a 50 lap race, if it's only maybe 2 or 3 laps over a 50 lap race, well, real cars would have a difference in fuel usage. In theory, I really do like digital. Obviously, it simulates racing way better than analog does, because you have traffic that you have to drive through. Now, with an analog slot racing system, you don't have to. You don't always have a clear lane in front of you. There may be a car kind of next to you, but you always have a clear lane, so it doesn't really simulate real racing. But I don't know. I'm not against digital. I just don't do it here, and I won't. Um, this car, while it's really really heavy, it's got a huge interior in there. Um, Durable, yeah, absolutely. These guys are durable, and the detail on these things is absolutely stunning. I mean, you see, there's the Alpha Tauri decoration on here is just fantastic. They've done some really nice work on this car, and I'm very grateful that LEB sent me this car. This is an absolutely stunning car, and God, I wish that Slot It or NSR or Scale Auto, some performance company, made the 488, because these cars are they're beautiful. I'd like them to be faster. I mean, this car is going to be plenty fast. Why did I open this? I opened this to take the magnet out. That's why I opened this. Let's take this magnet out and see if I can race this car. Yeah, I mean, people love digital. I'm not anti-digital, just like I'm not anti-magnet. I just don't want to do them myself. It's not a big deal. If you like it, do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. Not a big deal, guys. Put this thing back together. Okay, that fits nicely. Beautiful job, Carrera. Chassis fits together really, really well. You know what we're going to do? Yeah, we'll put the body back together. And then we'll do a modification on the braid. The one thing I don't like, I really don't like about the way Carrera do body mounting is that there's the body post on the on the on the body, and then there's the post, the mounting part on the chassis, and it's kind of like a cup that kind of fits over the body post. Well, that doesn't allow any body rattle. It holds the body really tightly, and that slows the car down. 103 people. Holy crap. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. There's only one magnet. Oh, no, you're right. Thank you, Day. Hey, look at that. The old man didn't pay attention. I was rambling on and on and on. I didn't take the second magnet out. Forgot these people do 2 magnets. Old man yells at magnet. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Where's the other body screw? Come out already? No, it's still in. Is it? Oh, there it is. I think. Is it? Yes. Thank you very much. Forgot to take the other magnet out. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, I forget. Just like that guy said at the beginning, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a noob. Oh man, I really detest this rear magnet mount. It is not an easy poker, not an easy design to get out. Get a screwdriver here. Get out of there. Get out of there, you. Get away. Ah. Ha! Pop. Hey, there it is. Snap that bad boy out of here. I will be giving my magnets away again at some point. Somebody, I forget who it was, asked me for the big clump of magnets a while ago. And yeah. This tires are not going to stick, but we'll do our best. We'll sand. We'll sand. We'll do some sandage, sandorama. Got the body back together here. Is this all snapped in there? Yes. And then we're going to do the braid adjustment that I do normally. See if I can do it with these braids easily live here on the stream. What it is I pull the braid out to make one long braid rather than kind of 2 stubbies. And that gives you better contact because you use the whole face of the braid, not just the tips of the braid to make contact. Imagine it's raining. I know, right? Definitely be slippery. Although, polycar track, you never know, guys. We know it's gonna be slippery because there we go. All right. Okay. Let's take braid out here. See if I can do I have needle nose here? Yes. All right. So this is the way. Let's see if I can do this on stream here. This is the way. Look at that. Look at that focus. Haha. This is the way the braid comes, right? 2 little tabby things. Wouldn't it be funny if polycar track was a cure for Carrera's bad tires? It may not be the cure, but it's a help because these these tires are hard. Hey, all right. He does it live on stream. What do we do? Now what we do is, so we got, get it on my face here so you can sort of see it. We got one long tab and the two little ears there. So now we put this guy back in. Now this will be the hard part. Watch, right? It's getting the damn braid back in. This is definitely something that vexes a lot of new people. Getting these damn braid tabs in, oh man. This, I can't tell you how many times people said, "Oh, I got the braid out by mistake and I can't get it back in." It's the hardest thing for some people to do. And for me, evidently, in this moment. Get in there, you. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Ah, okay, there we go. Now, there we go. We have on one side, hello, Jim Greathouse. See, look, we have on one side one long braid. We have on the other side two short, stubby, little useless braids. Which do you think is better? Talk amongst yourselves. But it's the long braid because you get the better contact. You just do. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling. There's a clasp. Basically, the braid on Carrera cars is a there you go. It's a clasp around the around one long braid, and then they just kind of bend it over, and you get two tabs. So it's not two pieces of braid, just one long piece of braid. I've said it a million times. Sorry, but you can do this. You just pull the braid through, up, and I pulled it out. Ha! What an idiot! Done this so many times, and it just yanked right out. Look at that. Very cool. Now we do the fix. Blah, 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 not utility. Yeah. You can bend these out. I've done this before. Got 10 million Carrera braids probably scattered around the floor here, by the way. Nope. Where's my flathead? There we go. The small flathead. Oh, so the Carrera, talking about Carrera and news, I believe the big fatty Mercedes, the old Mercedes, whatever it is, the big one, is coming out soon. That's good news. I think that's going to be a really awesome car. Frankly, even though it's a Carrera, I think might be my car of the year, honestly. There's so much that there's so many really cool, is that one livery that they can do. But there's been so many cool cars this year, and that Carrera car is just absolutely, it's the mutts nuts. I really like it, that Mercedes. Yeah, so okay, here we go. So now just put the braid back in. Only takes a minute. No big deal. So there we go. I'll show you again. Yes, you can run Carrera Digital. Polycar cars, can they run on Carrera Digital track with a Carrera Digital chip? Yes, they can. So there you go. There is the modified. It'll focus. The modified Carrera braid with one long tab instead of two short tabs. This definitely increases performance because you get, excuse me, much, much, much better contact. I always use needle nose to get the braid back in. Here we go. So now what you have, folks, is a Carrera car with, look at that, 2 long braids. Ha! Now, let's see if this will go at all with slippery tires, the nice lights. Okay, nah, slippery. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's ice. It's icy. It is very icy. It's icy outside too. Thumpy, 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 thumpy. Clifton just texted me. Yes, you can do the same thing with Scalextric. You can do the same thing with SCX that I just did. The rewrap, I called it. These tires are not terribly round and very hard. I just put the car on the on a little bit of 220 sandpaper here, and just kind of hold the car in place, and it'll sand the tires down eventually, and you'll get better performing car. You'll get better performing car because the tires will be softer. You've gotten off the harder kind of outside of the tire, and you made the tires rounder, which will, both of those things will make the car faster. It's called truing. If you haven't done it yet, you need to try. Man, these tires are, whew, yeah. Well, it's going to be a work in progress, that's for sure. But it does look good. Damn. Woo! Looks so good. Beautiful car. Now, if I would have left the magnet in, this obviously wouldn't have been an issue, because the magnet would have helped the car stick on the track. And, yeah, you know, but, you know, for me, it's just not worth, it's not worth monkeying around with. Just take off the tires or take off the magnets and, sand them. Better. Still not doing a lot. Those tires are good and hard. Oh, I do have an update from SRC. They contacted me about the 919 Porsche, and they may have some samples that they're going to be sending out to people. More news on that when it comes. It's a little better. It's a little better. I mean, the car is actually nice and smooth. Yeah, still a little slippy. This thing needs a lot more sanding. We're getting there, though. We're absolutely getting there. This might be a candidate for some, oh, boy. I wonder if this thing will be able to use some standard size silicone tires. Or standard size slotteds, I should say. See if the ridge inside is the same. It's not really. It's annoying, because God forbid slot car companies use a standard rib size on tires that can all use the same damn rib. It's really annoying that they still do this. Yeah, not really. Not really. I had some, well, let's try some NSR rubber on there. NSR have these stretchy tires, nice and sticky, and I can probably stretch it over the rib in the middle. Yeah, so I'm really happy that SRC appears to be maybe getting on with their production of their 919, their hypercar. There we go. Okay. So the NSR rubber from the McLaren, which is kind of their stock, kind of modern GT tire, it does fit. So that's very cool. Quick slicks, yes, I know, but my track, I really do. What tires I recommend? I recommend rubber tires on polycar track. Rubber tires on polycar track is absolutely the way to go. You get really great grip that you don't have to worry about cleaning the track really heavily, like silicone tires. Silicone tires are not the thing on a very high grip, very kind of the harsh abrasive surface on polycar track. You don't really want that. You don't really want silicones on it. I mean, it'll definitely pick up some speed, but rubber tires. Let's see how this car goes now. This is NSR stock rubber. Way, there we go. Much better. Now we got a sure-footed car. Yeah, just with the tire change, the NSR rubber, and away we go. Car's fine. Perfect. I mean, it's not the fastest car in the world, but we're only at 9 volts. But it's a pretty smooth car. It's nice and quiet. This is a solid little car. Right out of the box. Take the magnets out, put on the rubber tires from NSR. There you go. This is a fun car. Nice. And I mean, it's smooth. It's definitely the tires might not have been super round. Uh-oh, what's going on there? Oh, okay. I got my got a message there. 96 folks, 97 folks. Yeah, so I don't like to soak my tires. I know a lot of folks soak NSR tires. I don't really like to do that. If you like to do it, fine. Enjoy. But yeah, so this is a nice little car now. We just did the tire change on this car. We got the braid. We did the braid adjustment trick. We took out the magnets, and this car is good to go. You can have a nice class of these cars on at a club, just kind of as it is, and enjoy the cars as they are. And thankfully, Carrera has lights in their analog cars again. That's a great deal for a car that is not a lot of money. Boy, you get a really nice finish. You know, I really think Carrera's probably got the best finish in the industry now, frankly, on cars. Especially for the money, I don't think you can really go wrong with the Carrera stuff. This is a nice car. This is a really good car, actually. Thanks to LEB for sending me this car. 488 Alpha Tauri, 488 Ferrari, just with the rubber. And they did a little more sanding on the rubber on these tires. Probably the car would be a little quicker even, although it's good now. Nice and smooth. Yeah, I mean, this is something folks used to say, you know, when I started working for Carrera, oh, you can't race Carrera cars. Well, nonsense. You just put the right tires for the track. If it's rubber or if it's silicone, And I mean, I got this car driving right out of the box. It's fine and it's beautiful, and crap, it was cheap. You know, these cars are what, 40 bucks, 45 bucks. Um, all the detail that you could imagine, even for a die cast, beautiful stuff. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I will be doing, let me get this guy out here too. The Policar, the BRM. They sent me this car as well. Policar's cars. I mean, we know they're all beautiful, especially their vintage Formula One, their vintage Grand Prix stuff. These cars are so nice. There's all kinds of detail on these guys. Um, you really cannot go wrong. I got to see this car in real life. I believe this car was at the International Motorsport Research Center at Watkins Glen. And it's a beautiful car. Yeah, really happy that that Slotted have done this car. There's going to be there's already another livery of this that they've announced. I forget which one it is, but it's got a big red snorkel on the top. I'm sure there's some Formula One fans out there that that know about that car. Yeah, this is beautiful. Look at this guy. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So LEB has absolutely has sets, and they would put together combinations of parts for you if you call them. So yes, they would. So if you're in the market for something specific, I would start with, personally, I've suggested Polycar Track for exactly the reasons that we've seen. You take a car out of the box, even if it's still got the magnet in it, you put the car in the track, the car's going to stick, basically. Um, it's going to run really well, regardless. So I'm a big fan of Polycar Track. See if this guy will run right out of the box. Oh, now we got Braid adjustment issues. I saw some people talking about some, oh, this front axle really does not turn. Yeah, I think there's some binding going on here with the front axle. Car should go okay. Oh, that goes nice. Well, that's fine. Yeah, but the front axle isn't turning. Yeah. Oh well. But it sticks nicely. It accelerates really nicely. And I literally just took it out of the box, so I haven't even oiled it yet. They do oil these things at the factory in China, so whatever. Why do people complain about the double reduction gear on these things? How much faster do you need it to go than that? Come on, guys. Let's get real here. This is a beautiful little car. I do like me some vintage Grand Prix cars. I love that Polycar do these. I love that they have excellent detail and excellent running gear on these things. They're just not into the car only being, a super fast car or whatever. The car is, it's high quality in every way. It's high quality design, and can I get any kind of play in this guy here? Oh man, there are so many little intricate little parts on this thing. Man, oh man. I don't know here. That's got to be the pod right there. Um, Not really. I'm gonna loosen all the screws here, just a tiny little bit. See if it gets a little bit of tension out of all the body screws. Of course, we got no magnet on this guy. That's what we like. Yeah, I mean this car, the front axle not turning. Yeah, That is a bit of an annoyance. But this car really goes. And the rubber tires on the Polycar track. It's the ticket. You don't need to do anything. Just take it out of the box, throw it at the track, and she is gone. I'm just enjoying the car. This is a beautiful little car. Yeah. There you go again. BRM. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Carrera is out. Polycar or Ninco is out of production. Yes. Polycar is the best option, Robert. It's just it's really good quality stuff. It's available now. LEB have a bunch of it available now. I would suggest that you start with the Polycar Make One set, and you start with that set. There's some good cars in there. There's the BRZs, but if you don't like the cars, just set them aside or let your kids play with them, and then start building your track from there, because the Polycar track absolutely is the way to go. I mean, you just get all the grip. The track fits together really, really well. It does look like in the photos that I posted that there are gaps in the track. There are no gaps in the track. The track fits together really, really well and stays together really, really well. There are side clips that you put in at each joint to help hold the track together, and they work very, very well. So you get a track system that stays together really well once you clip it together. So you absolutely need to do that. I'm just going to let this guy stay off the base and admire these two here. There's some winners here. Yeah, the 488. I'm hoping that we really get a hobbyist Ferrari at some point. A hobbyist grade. I'm really hoping that, and I know it's not going to happen, but I really do wish that Polycar Polycar, yeah, slot it, or NSR or Scale Auto. I'm really hoping that they do modern Ferrari at some point. I kind of don't think they will, unfortunately, but we can hope. Some big news the other day, actually, and I forgot to mention this. Clint, yes. So Clint mentions the 4-lane sets. I haven't heard anything from Polycar and Slot It in about a week about this. I'm hopeful. They're trying to figure out who's going to import them and where they're going to be warehoused, basically. So the sets will be available hopefully before the end of the year, but honestly, at this point, you never know. But if you wanted to make a 4-lane Polycar set, you can just start with a 2-lane set and add on to it. Get two-lane sets, add in some R2 curves. I know for a fact LEB has the stuff in stock. I know Professor Motor has the stuff in stock. Probably Electric Dreams does as well. So there's a number of people that are going to have Polycar stuff already in stock that you could make a 4-lane layout out of. The news the other day was BRM. BRM is going to make a 240Z Datsun. This is going to be 124 scale. So that's great. Set aside the fact that it's 124 scale and not everybody does 124 scale. I mean, you can race 124 scale on this track, especially, a Datsun 240 is a pretty narrow car. It's going to be right at home on this track. So if you're going to be racing two small BRM, like the BRM, the classic cars that they make, the classic kind of GT cars that they make, will fit just fine on this track. It'll be a little tight, but you can race them on this track. The tires that come with the BRMs are going to be right at home on this track. So Again, that's a great argument to get Polycar is because of the high grip surface, racing the 124 scale stuff, especially from BRM, the classic GT cars that they make, the little GT cars. So they're going to be making a 240Z Datsun. This is a really, really great step for them. It's awesome that they're going to be doing that. Very happy that that they've decided to do this, and I am hopeful. I'm not looking past them releasing this first car, of course, but the fact that they're making this, maybe they'll make it for their Revo slot brand. Then that would be just off the hook if we got a 132nd scale Z car. But the 124 scale, I'll take it. And I'm hopeful that I'll be able to pick one up. The 240Z is absolutely one of my all-time favorite cars. And wow, those cars, right, guys? I think they'll be, yeah, I definitely think there's going to be a lot of folks that that are going to be pretty happy about those cars. I know I am. I mean, folks that were raised in the 70s like myself and even 80s remember those cars fondly, I guess. I sure do, even if you're not the biggest Japanese car fan. I mean, what's not to like? It's got the long lines. It's a beautiful car. Anyway, folks, please give the stream a thumbs up. That helps me, helps the content get seen by the larger community on YouTube. So please give a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. The BRE livery, yes, that would be absolutely amazing as well. It would be really, really cool if we got that. You may get it. We may get it. We may not. I don't know. We'll see. If you want to send a tip, I really appreciate it. The channel is obviously, mostly self-funded, the lights notwithstanding. And I really appreciate the likes and the support and all the folks that showed up today. It really means quite a bit. I am selling some cars in my collection. I have some SCX cars and a couple Skelextra cars that I'm selling, a couple, some older things. So if you want to, if you want to be included in the email list, you can shoot me an email. You can post in the comments below, or actually here, I'll just give you my email, slotcarnews@yahoo.com. Yes. So thank you very much for the likes and the shares. This coming week is Thanksgiving. I will be doing news on Black Friday. I will be, there may be a special announcement or two about Black Friday sales. So keep an eye on that. During the week, I might have another video or two. Now that I got my lights pretty much up, that I got things the way, the kind of the way I want them. I'm really hopeful that I can crank out maybe another video or two this week. I'm going to finally be putting together the video that I had done on the work that I did on the Viper, the Scale Auto Viper. And what else? And yes, it is Thanksgiving. So this week, this Thursday. But I will still be having content, probably a video or two this week, and definitely news on Friday. And as far as I know, I'll be doing a live stream next Sunday, regardless of its Thanksgiving weekend or whatever. So yeah, I really appreciate the likes and the shares. And again, if you want to send me an email about the cars I'm selling, feel free. Slot car today, yes, I know. So Ross, yes, I know. I've seen what Alan Smith has posted. I got the news from them, from Alan, on his or BRM on their website. There's definitely, only a few liveries that they're going to be able to make that are historically correct at first, anyway. Yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be one of them. Not too hard to figure that out, but we're all very excited about it. I got my SCX cars all in excellent shape. Thank you very much, Jerry. I really appreciate it very, very much. And I got those cars ready to go for you. So if you just want to send me the PayPal, or I guess, or you coffees didn't work out last time. I do prefer to the coffees because there's better. Well, it's just better. Anyway, thank you all very much. See you all again very, very soon. Give the channel a thumbs up. It helps.